Well, here's our Hilton Tarrant with the business news headlines.
Well, Anglo American, Anglo Platinum, as well as ArcelorMittal all say they're reviewing their expansion plans. Standard Bank's 9-month earnings slip, but it says liquidity is sound. Group 5 sticks to its profit forecast despite a slowdown, and Jacob Zuma maintains he won't meddle in the affairs of the Reserve Bank. The all share closed down 3.4% at 19,598. Gold currently at $721 an ounce. A barrel of Brent at around the $65 level. The rand coming back, it's at 11.06 to the dollar, 17.96 to the pound, and the euro at 14.24.
Thanks, Hilton. David Shapiro, if anybody has not got lots of liquidity, or rather if Standard Bank had a liquidity problem, then everybody would have one, because they had that big injection from the Chinese, didn't they?
They're still on the purchase. They're still looking for acquisitions.
I guess that it's a good time as well to have money in the bank, But that's kind of an aside story on what went on today. Gold price down $722, and look at these knocks that we saw in the stock market. Dave, do you remember MTN a while ago when that deal looked a bit dodgy? It was then, 120 Rand a share? 125 Rand a share?
Well, at its height, it was about 160, and we were holding out to 200.
Yeah,
we said here on the show, no, we're not going to sell.
But a bit of research showed you that those two brothers in India,
negative.
Very negative. Today it got to 83 Rand.
Yeah, you were very negative. Admittedly, on 120, you felt that the multiple.
Where all these smart Alex who were saying buy the share at 120, it's going to 160, or
they're sitting
hold
in
on
the
160, it's going to 200.
They're sitting here. Look, we were. Our circumstances were different.
David, I hope you haven't got just piles of these shares sitting in your portfolio.
I don't want to talk
And then
about
BHP
it.
Bulletin today, it could be quite interesting. The South African Competition Commission saying, fine, we'll approve the deal, but we do want to have competition in aluminium in South Africa. Rio Tinto, we're going to give competition in aluminium. So if you go ahead with the deal, you've got to get rid of what Rio is going to build in Kucha.
Yeah.
Did you even know they were going to build something in Kucha?
Well, it hasn't been confirmed yet about that. I mean,
but
it won't be too bad if you get rid of it, because I think it consumes a lot of electricity. Those what's it, Hillside and Bayside and.
But what is interesting is that the Competition Commission today said, don't worry, the electricity problem will be sorted out, and Rio will be producing a aluminium smelter in Kucha sometime in future.
It's sometime in the very, very far distant future, because I think what the market's showing us is that demand is going to slow down, and there could be an excess capacity, and that is aluminium is an electricity play. If you can only
something that's very cheap at the moment, depending on how you look at it, is Old Mutual, down 15% today. Do you know what happened?
I don't know what the concerns. Their results are coming out. Obviously, they've taken a knock in America. Scandia must be under a bit of pressure. And, of course, you had those problems in Bermuda with the Exage business. But it's the dividend yield. So, obviously,
on last year's
historical earnings. There are a number of companies that are down at 2 and 3 PEs at the moment. I think Investec at a 4 PE, Woolworths at a 2 PE.
That what David means by that is 2 PE is only twice last year's profit. So you can buy the company and hold on it for 2 years, and you make all your money back.
But Alec, what it's showing you, in theory, what it's showing you is just how far the market has fallen back. How dramatic. I think Old Mutual's at 50 billion, which is 1/3 of where it was last year. So the outlook there very bleak. One wonders about the liquidity. I think that's what the market's saying. But I think that from that point of view, hopefully they're secure. I could never see Old Mutual going in or anything like that. I don't think the South African government would ever allow that to happen. Well, and most of the operations are still here.
At $8.30, David.
What's the market
cap
there?
Now? Well, the market cap is we'll get to that later. But in fact, it's never been at $8.30. From the day it was listed, it wasn't at $8.30.
No, this is all-time low.
So
I'm trying to look.
Dave King,
you are 48 billion. Yeah, 48 billion.
Your namesake, Dave King, has resurfaced.
Oh no,
he has indeed. He sent us. He sent all the media. I guess we weren't the only privileged people in this respect. A list of litany of errors that SARS has made in his allegations, and on the 2nd of November, he will have a media conference where he will tell all. Including, I suppose, why he raised his house in Plettenberg Bay to build a new place there. Those are the good old days.
I like the good old days. I prefer
Dave King liked the good old days. He had an aeroplane in those days.
I prefer it to these days.
Anyway, he's resurfaced. And the other thing that was quite interesting today was the SAVI, the volatility index, got to 47.7%.
That's high. It's just, Alec, there's massive volatility. You know, if you watch it as we do on a minute-to-minute basis, you cannot believe how shares move, you know, in both directions. It's virtually impossible to advise clients or to do anything in these kind of markets. The rand as well was at 11.70 against the dollar at one stage, back at 11.06 or 7, wherever it's trading now. Now, those are huge. 5% movements in a currency is dramatic.
This too shall pass.